I cleaned up the edges of the cut piece. As you cut, the plastic will actually kind of mold up little like clouds around here, so I cleaned that off all nicely, even around the housing, which you have to be careful so it doesn't get down in there. So now that that's all cleaned up with a test fit, you can actually see it fits on there pretty nicely. So once this is all finished up, just seal her up and tighten the screws and you're done. Okay, so the next obstacle is getting these little black stubs out. They have 2 on the half ring and 3 on the full ring, and basically what they do is actually mold or hold the circuit board to the housing. And I'll show you a little way to get this together, but real quick realization, if your telly ever stops working for some reason, the reason these things cost so much is because you can't replace these. There's obviously no way you can just get in here and replace the circuit board, so yeah, if they go out, you're screwed. So anyhow, got this one out. This one I kind of tried to tear out with pliers, but the best way to do this, you have to be real careful with it, but they're sort of like a dome kind of top, so I took a pocket knife and right in the very center of the dome, the watch where you hold so you don't break the circuit board, but just sort of wear in a little hole in the top of it, and then take a drill bit. This is a 9/64 diameter drill bit, and just real carefully align it in the center of your hole and just sort of eat away at the material. You can see I'm not going very fast, but actually don't let that shave get down in there either. Okay, so now I have the pilot hole through the very top of it. I'll change to oh no, this was a 3/32 bit. This is a 9/64, so I'm going up to eat the rest of the material. So just make sure you're within your pilot hole and just sort of eat the material away, and you can see it actually sort of chunks apart. You don't have to go the entire way through, but just make sure you break apart that little cap. Definitely try to avoid scuffing the circuit board, and now it'll actually pop right off. That's after you get both of them. My intention in the future is to drill a hole through those and then just put a small fastener screw to hold these tight in place once the circuit's actually complete. So, see, I'll do one more on these just to show you a fresh version of it. So go to the 3/32 bit. If I can get in the chuck. Take your pocket knife in the very top of the dome. Take your knife, wear in the little groove, drill in your pilot hole. It's a little crooked, but it'll work. This GoPro makes this really nice. There's no way I could do this with one hand. Okay, then just being careful, stick it in the pilot hole, and eat away the cap. Okay. So yeah, just do that for every single one and you'll have the whole entire circuit board out. Okay, so I got the last little cap removed, and if you didn't cut away all the material, you should be able to pop the circuit board off, but it pretty much just lifts right out. You can see you have your half ring. It has the little side light attached to it, and then obviously the full ring, and you just need to be careful of the leads running between it, stuff like that, and surely clean the board as well too, because there's a good bit of stuff collected on here, but I'm not too worried about that just yet. Also make sure that you clean all this out. Try to shake it out the best I can. There's actually, you can see some of the stuff falling out of it right now, but most of it will settle in the bottom, so you won't even see it most of the time. But Okay, yeah, I'll go more in depth on the actual circuit modification later on. This is just a little test video. This is the one I just pulled out of the right side housing. So just take 12 volts, and it actually tells you what each plug connection is. P1's ground, then P2, P3, and P4 are tail, stop, and turn. So just make sure you have it in the right pins. But here is tail, and I have the ring upside down because it's bright as hell. Brake, and turn signal. Which in my opinion, brake and turn signal should be the same thing, but I think there's a reasoning to why they did it like this, but we'll just see how the circuit works out. But that's just a circuit demonstration of how it should work.